Hey guys, I'm Bunny and this is my 2020 NV200 no-build van build. A lot of people move into their van and think right off the bat it has to be absolutely perfect, and that couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, part of van life is the continued evolution of your process to make it exactly how you want it. So I wanted to show you my build, which has absolutely no screws, no nails, and not even a single piece of cut wood. This is something that is achievable to anyone who is interested in van life, and it gives you an idea as to how to manipulate your space to best suit you. I wanted to do this because I plan on eventually doing a full build, but I didn't know what I needed, what kind of spacing, what kind of things I would be bringing with me. And so by doing it this way, I can move things around kind of as I go, and then I can make those big decisions after I've been in it for a while. I've been going for 10,000 miles, guys, and this has worked out for me. So maybe some of these things will work out for you. Let's start off with the bed. The bed is the most important part of your travels. If you do not have a decent night's sleep, you will never, ever be able to live in a van for very long. Now for me, when I was selecting my bedding, I wanted something that would give me a lot of comfort. I had a Coleman cot already at home, and so I wanted to make use of that. But those things aren't very comfortable and don't ride extremely well in a van because of all of the rattling, so I did have to make a few modifications. As you can see, I kept the base just as it was, and there's the Coleman cot. And then I did actually have the mattress pad, but I added to it, there's the mattress pad. I added to it this foam, which is just upholstery foam that you can find at Walmart. I have 2 large sheets of this, and it widens out the bed a little bit and then also makes it a lot more comfortable. This bed is just under 30 inches across and has about a 4.5 inch foam overall, so it ends up being a very restful sleep. Then something I additionally did was I added, of course, my regular linens, but during the winter months when I was traveling, I would add additional blankets to the base where the sheet is to make it a little bit thicker and hold my body heat a little bit more. So that's a really simple, inexpensive way to have a little extra heat when you don't have insulation. I do just have a regular pillow, and then I have this body pillow, and this is just a nice fluffy body pillow that I can double up and sit up against. So if I'm hanging out in bed, that's cool, but I can take this, double it over, and then use my bed as a seat and put a table kind of over here whenever I'm working, and then I can office from the van. And like I said before, not everybody's going to need their van for the same exact reason. So you might want to sit up while you're cooking, or you might want to be sitting so that you can read a book or something like that. Sitting is very important in your van though, and comfort while sitting is so important, especially when your van is as short as mine. The NV200 is basically a box. You can see it's a box. So making the most of every single bit of space was so important to me. So finding a way to lay down as well as sit, check. Now because I have a cot, I do have under bed storage, and this lets me put all my things away so it doesn't look really messy in here, carrying all my necessities, like for example my small butane stove, or my extra blanket, or my toilet paper, or my pop-up sink. And to store things, I actually picked up these little bins. You can find them at Dollar Tree for only $1. And then some zip ties. And by putting these together, I can actually pull them out from under the bed, kind of like this, just like a drawer. And I put everything from my electric equipment and clothes to my food and kitchen supplies in these. Under the foot of the bed, I actually have a Thetford camper potty. And this is just a really good way for you to make sure that you can camp anywhere you want to, because a lot of places won't let you camp now unless you have self-contained services. Now, I discovered that last year whenever the world was kind of crazy. I went to go do my normal camping because I was a tent camper, and found out that a lot of the places that I normally would camp were turning away tent campers because they did not have their facilities open. Even some of the vault toilets on the public lands were not open, and they did require you to have your own contained unit. And they were kind of specific in some of the places about the guidelines. It had to be a dump style chemical toilet. So I found this one. It was under $100. If you're interested in any of these things, I will have them in the description below so that you can pick up your own. But yeah, I have a toilet now. Now the way that this works is I just lift up the edge of the bed, and then it pulls out whenever I need it, right here. And then usually, if I think I might need it at night, I can just turn it, and then here we go. There's the toilet. That's simple, simple, simple to access, and then it stows away. There's no smells or anything like that because the chemicals that it uses, and it fits right back under the bed for storage. I also have a little tent that pops up that I can put this in outside of my camp space if I'm going to be there for very long. This serves as a toilet tent, but also as a shower tent. And I have my little portable shower right here. It actually is a USB charged shower, and everything stows away in this little nice container. And I can set this up on the back side of the van so that I can use the suction cup, or I can just put it in the shower and take my little showers. Now, for anybody who's interested in my shower or my toilet, I'll do a video about those later on, give you a full review and tell you more about those. But just know that because you have a small van does not mean that you can't have things that you need, like those things. Those are very necessary things. So again, van life is very accessible, even for the no build. On the back side of my toilet is where you'll find my garage. Here in the garage is where you'll find all of my equipment for maintenance on my vehicle, and then my extra shoes, like my hiking boots are usually here, and then I keep a couple of other pairs of shoes. And then you can actually access the toilet from this side if you want to take it out of the van to go and dump it. And I like this side because whenever it is hot but there's a little bit of a breeze, I can open up the garage door and get a nice cross through breeze to cool off the entire van, which is really, really nice. And moving back inside, I cannot explain how much this little device right here has changed my life. I can keep all of the things I use every single day, like my toothbrush, my deodorant, my face cleaner, and then I can also keep like medical supplies here. So you can find like acetaminophen and allergy tabs. I keep everything that has to do with my daily grooming and maintenance right inside this. And then right below it, I have my cooler and my 2 towels so that I can get to everything very easily that I would use on a day-to-day basis. Then after moving the cooler out, this bin tucks directly under the seat and has all of my items like my cleaning supplies and some extra baby wipes, a lint roller, things that I would use but that can be tucked away. And as you get in every single night, there's the little home mat, but more so than this just being a welcome home mat, this is where I put my shoes so they don't track in stuff onto my black vinyl floor. For lighting, I found these little puck lights that you can either tap, or they do have a remote control that you can use, and they give me tons of light, and I can change the colors to all sorts of different colors to fit my vibe. Okay guys, we've moved inside now, and I have a nice cross breeze between the two. This is feeling kind of nice in here today. But another thing I wanted to show you guys is that my walls are still original as well. So since they are, I've been able to use magnets throughout the van, including for my curtain. Okay, so let's talk about magnets on the ceiling. Right here, I found these, and these are actually from Harbor Freight. These are life-changing. If you have the metal ceiling or walls, you can use these all around the van, and they will hold things in place so well. All I have to do is at nighttime, just place it along the line of my curtain, and then there are absolutely no gaps. No one can even see in to know that I am here. Okay, so I've tried several other magnets along the way, and you'll see some of them kind of throughout the van, but by far, those are the best. When it comes to being stealth, it's a big deal for me. I don't want a lot of people to know that I'm sleeping in my van, especially whenever I'm in a more urban setting. So yeah, those magnets. Other magnets that I've tried have been like these, which do stick pretty well, but the heaviness of my blackout curtain was no match for these, and I'd have them fall in the middle of the night. So I now use these inside to hang things like my jackets. And then I also have one that I hang my keys on every night so that they're more accessible to me. And I always keep a sanitizer back here. I found these little magnetic locker shelves, and they're great for storing things like my USB fan, which is amazing, I might add, or washcloths, or my remotes. And then I also usually use this one for my camping utensils when I'm having to cook inside the van. Speaking of cooking, all of my spices are actually in these magnetic containers that I found on Amazon. These are awesome and stay pretty well on the van walls, even whenever I'm on the most bumpy of roads. And then this is another one of those industrial magnets. This is my hiking pack, and this thing is pretty weighty and doesn't fall even whenever I'm driving. So definitely recommending these magnets if you have the metal on your walls still. Other things that you'll find extremely helpful in your no-build van build are carabiners and bungee cords. I use them for literally everything, and here's a few of those things. I have bungeed my camping chair so that it won't move around whenever I am driving. This is a thicker bungee, but I also have a thinner bungee right here, which I use in addition to a carabiner to secure my coats, like my rain jacket and my puffer coat. The NV200 has several of these little hooks around, and so I'm trying to take advantage of those by using carabiners. And so I have my speaker right here, and then I have all of my hats because I travel with a lot of hats. On the other side, I have a small tow sack right here that I can put different gear in. This gear inside includes another fan, an emergency light. I also put my battery banks in here for charging my cell phone at night. For anybody questioning the amount of actual space in the NV200, I am comfortably able to lay down with quite a bit of space left over. I still have about a foot left of bed, and I'm 5'7". Speaking of the foot of the bed, this is where I actually keep my little folding table. And as you can see, this is a really nice sized table that just pops out, and it's just narrow enough where I can put it here in the aisle and be able to work. Now I opted for a foldable table because I can set it up right here and work, or take it outside if I don't have a picnic table. It's big enough for me to set up my laptop, my mouse, and my hard drive, but also for me to cook a meal with my burner and then have also a preparation area. It's a pretty large table, and it folds up and fits right here. Now along the way, I like to collect stickers and postcards, so finding a place to display them in the van was really fun. And while I still have the metal, I have these tiny little magnets that look like this that I can put all over the walls. And they hold up a few things. This gives me a good way for me to collect something without it taking up a lot of space in the van, which again is a really easy way for me to enjoy my lifestyle still without sacrificing. On my back door, I actually have used another bungee right here on my paper towels, and then these magnetic paper towel holders that are shop towel holders from Harbor Freight, and that way I can always have some paper towels on hand, and then I can also easily change them out. It just pulls out whenever you're ready, and then you can change it out. When it's time to cook, I have this little pop-out sink right here, and then all I do is I just push it down and then it pops out like this. And then you'll see here it has a little drain at the bottom that just unscrews. So whenever it's time to drain it, you just take the little plug out, and then it can drain down into a little gray water basin. Now up front, there's only been a couple of things that I've done. I want to keep the front as stealthy as possible, again, because I don't want everybody to know that I'm staying in the van. I bought this without windows, so it would be less obvious, but keeping the front a little bit more clear is also part of that process. So inside I do have my 7-gallon water jug, and typically at nighttime I have a black drape that goes over this so that you can't see it at all in the dark. This carries enough water so that I can stay off grid for a little bit. There's enough in here for me to take one shower, and then also for me to be able to wash my dishes, cook, and have enough water to drink. So for about 3 days I can be good with just my little 7 gallons there. I also use every bit of working space in my doors. So like I have a flashlight, an umbrella, an extra cell phone case, a dust brush. I also have some trash bags that are usually in here as well. And then Kleenexes and different things in the front console as well. I have 2 charging devices. I have some body spray, some eye drops, and then lotion up in the front. Now, I've driven about 10,000 miles with my conversion exactly how it is. And yes, there's been some things that I've tweaked and moved around, which is the beauty of this kind of conversion. I've even only used inverter chargers for the first 10,000 miles. And I must say that even with something that's just a $30 inverter, I've been able to keep all of my devices charged, including my laptops and my cameras. So it just goes to prove that you don't have to have the most expensive setup to have things that will work. Now, sometimes there's going to be a little bit more inconvenience. Like for example, these, I do sometimes get to a point where I'm like, man, I have to run the car just so I can charge my devices. And those are all things that over time you can change. And that's what I absolutely love about this setup. So over some time, I will be showing you some of the improvements that I'm making to my van, but I hope that today this just goes to prove to you that you can do this. A no-build van build is a perfectly acceptable way to start out and to express your own unique version of van life. Until next time, guys, bye! BT dubs, guys. There'll be more van content on the channel, just so you know. So check out the van playlist. That's where it's all gonna be.